Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing El Olímpico Maderna, Artur Beterbiev.
Before that, I mean, his last 4 fights at 160, he's been below 174 pounds. So we basically have a light heavyweight, Beterbiev, versus a super middle, who, by the way, and this is kind of inexplicable, Joe, came in heavy at the weigh-in 2.5.
That stunned me when we came to Montreal because of the fact of what you just said, a super middleweight most of his career scale at.
Yeah, the heaviest of his career, obviously, for Maderna tonight. Both fighters, yeah, we heard about that. Maderna been off a little over a year, almost 13 months. For me, the inactivity's got our strength. Straight ahead, forward motion, and power. And usually that is not eroded more from time off.
Power that has seen his 9-fight career so far.
Beterbiev, both fighters feeling it out a little bit. Beterbiev, for me, he's got to start doing a little of that feeling out to the body. You've already got a better way to slow that down than to take a little air out of the tires and go to the body. I would think the corner of Beterbiev would have instituted that into the fight plan, going downstairs. Jab really important here for Beterbiev. You know, it should be used by Maderna, the taller guy, to keep the stronger guy on the outside. He's not using it. The shorter guy, Beterbiev, the aggressive guy, using that jab. Well, he's going to throw the hooks, he's going to throw the power shots. The other guy, Maderna, needs to use that jab to keep space, but a lot of the taller guys. And right now, Beterbiev stabilizing Maderna.
Porter, obviously, Teddy, two guys who we have been around a lot throughout their careers.
I think that Thurman might be the most athletic fighter right now in the sport of boxing. Toughest fighters out there. So for me, it's going to be a challenge of the athleticism, the pure ability, kind of like we talked about Ali a little bit, the pure ability of Thurman versus the grit, the mental toughness.
Oh, dangerous position right there for Maderna, and Beterbiev came chopping down.
Strange, a little dangerous right there. I was talking about just before that, obviously, the physicality of Porter, who has been a bigger man throughout his career. You know, he started as a middleweight, and I'm just wondering if he can use that size against Thurman. Should be a really, this one's getting a little more interesting right in front of us. As Beterbiev, you know, again, we always talk about, Beterbiev starting to get that geography he wants, where he can touch Maderna to the body, use his size, use his physical strength advantage.
Abner wanting Beterbiev to make Maderna move to his right to close off the exit towards his left.
As Teddy noted, there he comes chopping down with a right hand against Maderna.
Yeah, for me, the concentration would be neutralizes the guy who's trying to box on the outside, takes away his pot-shotting ability, stabilizes him.
Jabs in that first round, according to CompuBox. So the jabs thrown so far this round, he's 7 of 23 thrown.
Most fights for Maderna have been in Argentina. First fight in North America, Canada.
Coming to the end of round number 2. Tribute to the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. And we have talked so much. I think for many of us who have made this sport their career, we're always sizing up. I'll just simply say this. In my lifetime, Teddy, we haven't had anybody, and I don't think we ever will have, the society we're in right now and where sports is even producing a Muhammad Ali.
Point well taken.
Round 3 is off to a sensational start to his career. 9-0, 9 knockouts because of the shoulder injury over the course of the past year.
I just mentioned real quickly, there's no arguing the greatness of Ali. There was a great heavyweight. He was involved in about as significant and pressurized a fight that I fight with Max Schmeling when the whole world was watching, when Nazi Germany, with Hitler behind it and threatening to take over the world. And there's Joe Louis fighting in Yankee Stadium against Schmeling. and the President of the United States. You talk about pressure, these people nowadays, kids nowadays talk
But
about...
undoubtedly the fight they just referenced was the most significant of the last century. As Beterbiev comes clocking in with a right hand, and then of his night, as Maderna has
I wonder
felt
if he's
the
gonna give
power.
up. It looks like he's giving up to me. I'm just wondering, he spit that mouth.
And that's exactly what happened. There's another right hand that comes in as he chases him down here at the end of the third round.
I wonder what's going on in his mind right now, Maderna. Spitting out that mouthpiece again. Is that his way of quitting or getting more? Now there's the bell. There's two ways to look at that. The first one, Beterbiev gets in close, and there's the looping right hand around the glove. The glove's up, you go around really not much. It was the first one. And again, same punch, and you wonder how much is physical, how much is mental. Yes, Maderna's being hurt, but he's being discouraged too.
Taking on that clock of this fourth round for him to survive. The heavy Beterbiev on the hunt.
Now Maderna has a way of getting out of here. Big fighters don't do it. Sometimes they find tremendous ways to overcome, and sometimes they give in.
And here comes his corner into the ring.
Sometimes
as Maderna gives way.
Sometimes fighters find tremendous reservoirs of courage and determination. Sometimes they give in. It's just too much for them to overcome. Maderna,
as advertised, is Artur Beterbiev with 10 knockouts to start his career.
And again, not a big punch. I mean, I sort of told him to give in a little bit. Some of it was physical, some of it was mental, getting discouraged, and I can tell you that a lot of that was mental. He was giving in. Yeah, the punch really not landing, a little bit behind him, but not as significant. Does have hydrogen power in that left hand.
What a fight that would be here.
And again, not a big punch. I mean, I sort of told him to give in a little bit. Some of it was physical, some of it was mental, getting discouraged, and I can tell you that a lot of that was mental. He was giving in. Yeah, the punch really not landing, a little bit behind him, but not as significant.
From Chris Gauthier.
Mesdames et messieurs, le point des écoyers de Maderna signifie l'arrêt du combat.
And again, not a big punch. I mean, I sort of told him to give in a little bit. Some of it was physical, some of it was mental, getting discouraged, and I can tell you that a lot of that was mental. He was giving in. Yeah, the punch really not landing, a little bit behind him, but not a significant punch. And again, not a big punch. I mean, I sort of
The end comes at 56 seconds of the fourth round as Ezequiel Maderna's corner throws in the towel. The winner of this battle by TKO, and still undefeated NABA light heavyweight champion, Artur